Hey you guys, my name is Denise Walsh and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some new thoughts about the most common question I get. How do you motivate your team? Yes. So basically, how do you get people to take steps outside their comfort zone, to create new habits, to change their lifestyle, and to do something different? Have you ever noticed that some people are very motivated and always willing to grow and change, and then some people are not? Well, today I'm going to share with you the 5 stages of change. So not only can you identify where your clients, prospects, or team are currently, but I'm going to give you some questions to ask them to help you take them through the process. I'm actually going back to my psychology days here to a class called Motivational Interviewing. All right, well, let's dive right in. So the first stage of change is called pre-contemplation. And somebody in this stage really is not interested in change. They don't think they need to change. They are not bothered or restless by their problem. They're not seeking a solution. So somebody who's in pre-contemplation is not actively looking for the solution that your product or service can provide. They really just don't even see it as a big deal. So for example, they could have diabetes, they could be super overweight, have no energy, be lethargic, not be sleeping well, but in pre-contemplation, it's just the way life is, and they're not really bothered by it. So if you're looking to market to somebody who's in pre-contemplation stage, then you need to stir it up a little bit, right? So some questions to ask is, how is this working out for you? The idea here is to get them to actually look at life and say, is this really working for you? Is not having energy really working for you? Is not sleeping really working for you? Is the symptoms of diabetes, is that really what you want? How is this working for you? Is a way that you can stir this up a little bit to bring the problem to the forefront. Another question you could ask is, if nothing changes, what would your life look like in 5 years? Again, taking them down the road of if nothing changes, what would change? Nothing, right? And in fact, the symptoms of whatever problem you're looking to solve would actually get worse. The diabetes would get worse, the lethargic would get worse, maybe the debt would get worse, the unhappiness would be worse. If nothing changes, nothing changes. And so asking this question stirs that up as well. And lastly, you could ask, how would you advise your children if they had this situation? Because at the end of the day, we often give advice to our children, to our friends that we're not necessarily taking ourselves. And so these 3 questions allow you the space to stir up somebody who's in pre-contemplation and saying, you know what, you may have more of a problem than you realize. After pre-contemplation is the next stage called contemplation. Okay, so when somebody's in this contemplative stage, they're saying, maybe there is a problem. Maybe there are other options. Maybe there are other ways to live. Maybe this situation is not really what I want. But in contemplation, it kind of feels too hard. So here they're thinking about a change, or maybe thinking about getting healthier. They're thinking about losing weight. They're thinking about paying off debt. They're thinking about getting another job. They're thinking about it. But really, the stress of change feels greater than the stress of staying in the problem. So some questions to ask here are, what are the pros and cons of staying the same? What are the pros and cons of making a change? And the goal is to strengthen the desire or the need to change. Stir up the need and yet decrease the barriers, because in reality, somebody who's hemming and hawing about if they really are looking to make a change, it feels really hard. So we want to make it feel a bit easier so they're more apt to take a step. All right, so we've moved through pre-contemplation, where there is no problem. Contemplation, where maybe there's a problem, and into preparation. So somebody who's in preparation, they're actively doing research. They're actively asking for help, and they're saying to themselves, all right, I know I want to do something different, so what do I do? Now, marketing or working with people who are in this preparation stage is a great place to be because they've already decided, yes, they do want to change. They're just looking for research. This is probably when you are going to find your clients, your customers reaching out and starting to ask you questions. Now, the reality is that this is when they have a choice to make, right? Do they take a step into action and start really doing it? Or if action and change still seems too hard, then they can go back to pre-contemplation and go, oh, never mind, it's not worth it. I mean, think about the last time you did a diet and by lunch you were like, it's not that big of a deal. I don't really need to lose weight. I'm fine. I think preparation and this is where we decide, right? This is where we say, how is it really going to impact my life? How is starting this business going to impact my family? How is this going to be really easy? Do I really believe I can do it? And they're doing research. They're starting the education process. So ways to stir this up for your clients, for your team, is to help with the research. Give them answers to all of the questions that they have. At the end of the day, you're the pro and they're asking for advice. So give them advice and let them know that what they're looking to do, whether it be weight loss, whether it be business building, whether it be a strengthened relationship, is possible and it's absolutely worth the work. So in preparation stage, your job is to cast a bit of vision. They're already interested and they're already saying yes, but our job now is to strengthen the desire and to make it seem possible. All right, so stage 4 is action. This is when we're actually getting things on the calendar and all that prep work we've done, the research, the education to prepare, we're actually saying, all right, we're going to do it. All right, let's do this. So we're putting the new habit on the calendar. For example, if weight loss is a client's goal, they're putting meal plans on the calendar. They're putting in time to shop for healthy groceries, and maybe Sundays is the prep day for the week. They're taking active steps. They're putting exercise on the calendar, walking with friends, and their belief and confidence begin to grow. If another example is if a business is their desired goal, then action is when they're putting team trainings on the calendar or the e-courses on the calendar or actively marketing and trying the products or generating leads and following up with leads. All the new business building habits need to be put on the calendar as well. Now, action is really fun because this is where belief and confidence grow the most. People are going to see results in action. And even if they get no's or they get discouraged or they have a relapse or something happens, maybe they have that chocolate cake, they know that they can do it. And they just need to be reminded that action is king and to continue to take that action because even if it seems small, it absolutely is taking them in a direction that they desire. Last but not least is maintenance or full-blown lifestyle change. This is when they say, this is possible. I am doing it. And they're sustaining the behavior until it's integrated into their life. So somebody who's in this maintenance phase looks back at their old self and thinks, oh my gosh, how did I ever do that? Oh my goodness, I can't believe that was me. Their habits have become so ingrained that it's now their new normal. And what's really cool about maintenance or lifestyle is that other areas of life begin to change more easily as well. So for example, if weight loss or health is the client's goal, then other areas might begin to change as they stay so focused in creating lifestyle change in health. Their relationships may get better. They may choose to hang out with different people. They may have more energy, and the relationships with their children are going to change. And so other areas of life begin to change more easily because when they say the tide rise, all ships rise too. So other areas of life are going to change. They internalize this change. It becomes their new normal. And one question you can ask somebody in maintenance to really cement this into their being is to say, what advice would you give your old self? Typically, they're going to say things like, it's worth it. Keep going. I know it's hard, but the end is near and you are going to be so proud of yourself in the process. All right, so let's recap. We've got pre-contemplation, we've got contemplation, preparation, action, maintenance, and lifestyle change. So in terms of marketing your business, whatever type of business you have, ask yourself, what stage of change are your clients, customers, or team members experiencing right now? And can you create content to address these different stages? If somebody's in the him and haw, I'm not sure I really want to make a change stage, what type of content can you create to meet them where they're at and take them a bit further? If they're in the preparation, looking for answer, digging deep preparation planning stage, what information can you give them there? How can you keep them into action long enough to create a lifestyle change where they're intrinsically motivated to keep going? Well, I hope that this was helpful. Please post in the comments below what stage of change you are in for your current goal, as well as any customers, clients, or team members you are currently working with. And as promised, I have a quiz for you, because if you're looking at these stages going, I am stuck here, there may be some other things preventing you from truly living your dream life. So go to denisewalsh.com/quiz to take a 6-question, takes just a few minutes, questionnaire to really assess what maybe your biggest blocker is. And then I give you all the resources to really work and overcome it. So thanks for hanging out with me. Don't forget to subscribe and check out my podcast, The Dreamcast, and I'll see you in the next one.